Hey everyone, and welcome back to yet another fun day of class. Today, we are going to be doing the document analysis that will be a part and help you on completing your unit assessment for the Revolutionary War. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. You guys need to take attendance. Please make sure you do that. You need to open the Google Slides, which you probably already did, and then you need to fill out today's interactive notebook. All right, today, go ahead and make this bigger for you. All right. Your learning target for today, you are going to analyze and evaluate multiple sources to determine if the Revolutionary War against Britain was justified in a CER. Okay, your vocabulary, by the way, for today is justified and unjustified. Okay, you're in. When is a war justified? When is it justified? You tell me. Okay, your date today will either be October 6th for those of you in A group or October 7th for those of you in B group. Go ahead and pause video, take about 5 minutes to go ahead and fill out your notebook. And when you're done, go ahead and join us again. All right, welcome back. Hopefully you got your notebook done. Let's go ahead and keep moving to see what we need to do next. All right, couple definitions for you guys to write down in your notes. First is justified. That's something that has been proven to be right. If something is justified, it was the right thing to do. Unjustified is something that has been proven to be wrong. That means it was the wrong thing to do. You did not have evidence enough to say you could do that correctly. Okay? That's justified and unjustified. Go ahead, pause, write those down. When you're finished, go ahead and rejoin us. All right, we're continuing on. So you need to do some Revolutionary War document analysis. Okay, like I said, this goes along with your assessment. So you will open up the Revolutionary War document analysis document attached in today's Google Classroom assignment. I'll show that in just a second. There are 8 documents. I promise they're all very short. You need to answer each of the analysis questions listed below each source. Okay, so analyze the document, read through it, take a look at it, answer the analysis questions that go with it. After you're done with all that, you're going to sort those sources into this helps prove the war was justified. That'll be one category. And some of the sources will prove that the war was not justified, okay, or unjustified if you want to think about it that way. All right, then you'll go ahead and turn in your document analysis. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at that. We'll go jump into Google Classroom. It'll be the document. It'll probably have your name in front of it called Revolutionary War Document Analysis. Click that open. And once it loads, we'll go ahead and get going. So our directions for today. Analyze each of the 8 sources listed below. Make sure to answer the questions under each source before moving on to the next. After you have completed your analysis of each source, sort them into 2 categories using the chart on the last page. Okay. First category will be the Revolutionary War was justified. The second category will be the Revolutionary War was not justified. All right. I'm going to go ahead, look through the first couple of sources with you guys, and then you can go ahead and work on the rest on your own. Okay? So, it says, we want to read all of it, okay? This excerpt, so we're going to read a small excerpt of text, is from Considerations, a pamphlet written by Thomas Whately. Whately was the author of the Stamp Act, so he's the guy that wrote the Stamp Act. In his pamphlet, Whately explained why the British were justified in taxing American colonists. Okay, so the British actually tried to justify why they passed the Stamp Act. He writes, that being Whately, "We are not yet," that be Britain, "we are not yet recovered from a war, French and Indian War, fought for their, the American colonists, protection, a war undertaken for their defense only. They should contribute to the preservation of the advantages they have received." Okay, so I'm going to be thinking about that. Let me look at my analysis question. First one, why does Thomas Whately think the Stamp Act is justified? Well, if I'm kind of thinking about why is he saying the Stamp Act is justified, the guy that wrote it, okay, he talks about, well, they just fought the French and Indian War for the Americans. It was for their protection. It was for their defense. Because it's for them, they should be willing to help, okay, pay for that war. Okay, so go ahead and answer that question. And then, does this support the Revolutionary War? Let me fix that for you guys. Being justified or unjustified? Well, I would say it supports it being unjustified. If you think back, the colonists got all mad about taxes. This guy's saying, look, like, hey, we fought a war for you. I think it's fair that you help pay for all the advantages that came from us winning that war. So that would be evidence to say that the Revolutionary War, fighting against Britain, was unjustified. Okay, so you could type unjustified there. That'll come in handy later. Second source. Okay, all right, we have a graph. It is titled British versus Colonial Taxes. On one part, we have the British tax, and on the other part, we have colonial taxes. And on the left side, it says ratio in pounds per year. I'm going to see that as, okay, so based on how high it is, that's how many pounds per year someone is paying in taxes. Okay, well, it looks like under the British tax law, okay, with those British taxes imposed, they're paying about 23, 24 pounds per year. Whereas with colonial taxes, they were paying like 2. Okay, so our question is, based on the chart, why might the colonists think the new taxes passed by Parliament are unreasonable? Well, they're more than 10 times the amount of taxes they were paying before. That's a huge increase. Okay, so they're probably going to be pretty upset about that. Second question, does this source support the war being justified or unjustified? I would definitely say this supports the Revolutionary War being justified. Okay, they're showing how crazy the British taxes were and so forth, and that's why, okay, they decided that they needed to fight because they were unreasonable. Okay, that would be a source that justifies the war, just like the previous one was a source that said the war was unjustified. Okay, all right, you guys can continue to answer or analyze sources 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Once you've finished analyzing all the 8 sources, you're going to sort them into a chart. Okay, one category is for those sources that help justify the war, and sort those other sources into a category that says the war is not justified. Okay, so basically, if we use our 2 examples from above, go back up, we said source 1 said the war was not justified, and source 2 said the war was. So in here, for justified, I would type source 2, and for not, I would type source 1. Pretty simple. If you do this process, when you guys are ready to do your large CER, it will require more evidence than we have been doing for your unit assessment. You will have exactly where you should be able to pull your evidence from right here in front of you. Okay? Awesome. Let me know if you guys have any questions, I guess me or Mr. Hall Wagner. I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day. As always, thanks for listening, and I will see you later.